Tonight I went to this meetup, and for those who don't know, a meetup is just a bunch of people who get together and do something, a common interest, and you meet like-minded people or people who enjoy the same things as you do. So tonight I went to a songwriters meetup because I'm a songwriter. I went there tonight and I wasn't planning on playing anything or singing anything. I really just wanted to go and just check it out and just kind of get a feel for if I wanted to do it again. So I went tonight planning on just listening to other people's work and just kind of sitting back. That was the plan. I was told that there wasn't going to be a piano there anyway, so I didn't feel bad about, not sharing anything. I got there and the host had brought a keyboard. It got to a point where every single person had shared something. And then it got to me, and then I told the group, I'm sorry, I didn't plan on playing anything. And they were like, well, you can play anything. You don't have to, but I shared a song that I wrote 20 years ago. There was this sweet girl who came up to me after the whole thing was over, and she was curious about me. She wanted to know how long I had been singing and how long I'd been writing and playing the piano and all these things. And so we walked out together and we were talking, and it's really amazing how even when I try to not mention the fact that I got sick, it comes up. It just has to come up because it is a huge portion of my life. It's 11 years now. And what brought it up was the girl was saying, oh, do you do any open mics or gigs or anything like that? And I said, well, I used to, but I haven't in a really long time. And she's like, why? You should. You have such a really nice voice. And I said, well, my voice is actually not great right now. I'm very out of practice. And she's like, really? And I said, yeah, I haven't sung in a decade. And then she said, why? And I can't be mad at that question because anyone would be curious. Why has a singer not sung in a decade? Well, the answer is I've been sick. And I was in a really dark, awful place, and making art and being creative, there was just no point in my mind at that time. And so it took a really long time for me to get out of that mindset. I always have this dilemma when I'm meeting new people. Do I say that I was sick? Do I say that I still am sick? Do I say some version of the truth, or do I say everything? And it's on one hand, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anybody an explanation. But on the other hand, if I want to make new friends, if I want people to get to know me, it doesn't make sense to be anything other than honest. I've tried everything. I've flat out lied to people. I've said, oh yeah, I'm a freelance writer or something, something that nobody could verify. And I told the half-truth, telling people that I'm still a clinical massage therapist. But that turned out to be a big problem because then people were like, oh, where do you work? I'm gonna come see you. No. I'm just constantly debating in my head what to say and what not to say, and how much to say or how little to say. And I'm not talking about being sick. I'm not mentioning it for sympathy or anything, but more than anything else, I feel like I'm mentioning it to explain things, explain why my life is the way it is. There are certain things that I say that don't make sense. Like when somebody asks me, what do you do for a living? And I say, I'm not working. I can't work. That doesn't make sense to most people. This dilemma of do I talk about it or do I not talk about it It's the reason why for the longest time I didn't go out. I didn't go and seek out new people because I felt that I had to explain myself. I mean, I really don't know if I'm still embarrassed. I mean, it's not like any of this was my choice, right? And I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. But then again, the other little me over on this shoulder is saying, who the F cares? Somebody gets uncomfortable, not my fault, not my problem. I mean, at least I'm getting out there now. I'm not letting this dilemma keep me home the way that I used to and keep me from talking to people. It's just, I'm still figuring out my footing to try and figure out what to say to people. It's like being sick and being isolated for so long. I mean, it's really like I'm out of social practice. Like I really don't know what I'm doing, or I'm second guessing everything, which is really obnoxious. I know I can't be the only person who experiences this. I can't be the only one. And I can't be the only one who dreads certain questions like, what do you do for a living? I mean, it's so simple, but the answer isn't.